graphing linear inequalities by hand, so make sure you just go over the steps and make sure you follow them one by one. Let's take a look at our next example. On your sheet, this is example 4. What I'd like for you to do is to pause the video and try the example on your own. After you're done, then go back and see if you got it correct. And if you made a mistake, correct your mistake and then go back and watch the rest of the video. Try not to just watch it all and let me do all the work for you. So let's see. Our first step, of course, is to write the inequality in slope-intercept form. So we want the y by itself, sort of like the y equals mx plus b. So our first step in getting y by itself is going to be to move the x term. So I have 2x here. To get rid of 2x, I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides of my inequality. When I do that, I have 2x minus 2x. Those are going to combine to 0, and I'm just going to bring down the negative 3y. I'm still going to keep the sign as greater than because I didn't multiply or divide by any negative numbers. I just subtracted. And I want to write this as negative 2x minus 6. Okay, my next step is going to be getting the y now completely by itself, getting rid of the coefficient. So that's negative 3 times y. So what I need to do is divide both sides of the inequality by negative 3. And when I divide both sides, make sure you divide every term in the inequality by negative 3. So negative 3 divided by negative 3, those are going to divide to 1, or for us, they're just going to cancel out. So we just have y on the left-hand side. We divided both sides by a negative number, so our symbol of inequality switches from greater than to less than. Negative 2x divided by negative 3. A negative divided by a negative is going to become a positive, so I just want to change those to positive 2 over 3 times x, and I have minus 6, which is kind of like negative 6, divided by negative 3, so that's going to give me a negative divided by a negative is going to become a positive, so plus 2. Okay, now to graph this, I need to find the y-intercept. In our equation, the y-intercept is plus 2. So I'm going to go ahead and just graph on the y-axis a little dot at plus 2. And then to find the other points on the line, I'll just use the slope because that is the rise over the run of the line. So the rise is going to be 2 and the run is going to be 3. So to find more points on my line, I'm going to start at my first point that I graphed, the y-intercept, and go up 2, that's my rise, over 1, 2, 3. So this is another point on my line. And right now I'm just going to find some more points so that when I connect the dots, I make sure it looks as good as possible for you. Okay, our next step is we're going to want to just sketch the line, connect those points using a very light pencil because we need to make a decision afterwards about what kind of line we want to use. Either it's going to be dashed or it's going to be solid. So right now, make sure you use a very light pencil and just connect. That's not very good at all. Let's see. Again, you want to use a light pencil and just connect your dots. Okay, your next step is to decide what kind of line you actually want to use. So looking at what we have here, since our symbol of inequality is just less than, those arrows should not be there, it's just less than, not less than or equal to. So I don't want to include the line, I want to show a dashed line, kind of like having an open circle. So you're just going to use a dashed line and fill in much darker now over the line you used. Yeah, just drawing a dashed line to just show that you're not including the line. I'm having a whole bunch of trouble here. And pretty much your last step is just to check a point. Remember, the easiest point to check is the point 0, 0, or the origin, to see if it works in your inequality. So you should use the original inequality. I think I may have not used it in the first couple of examples that I gave you. Oh, that's why I'm getting a dashed line. Okay. So replace your x and y with 0. 2 times 0 minus 3 times 0. I want to see, is that greater than negative 6? Well, 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3 times 0, which is 0, so this whole side is going to be 0. Is 0 greater than negative 6? Yes. So the side with the origin is the side that is going to work, so that's the side we want to shade in. So all you have to do is just draw lines shading in this side of your inequality. And that's it.